Hello everyone, welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep, the most comprehensive preparation app for all exams. I'm Nivedita Rajay, and today we are going to discuss how you can get into NALSAR, the seats, the placement of the college, and the strategy to get into the second best law school in the country. So, how are you all? Good evening, everyone. Good evening. What is happening? What is new? The temperature is 33 degrees centigrade, pretty hot if you ask me. Anyhow, so heat का तो क्या ही कर सकते हैं. I've been complaining about this bad weather for a long time now. Doesn't seem to change. मेरे कहने का क्रिप करने का किसी पर कोई असर नहीं पड़ रहा. That's just melodraमा coming from me. So how are you? How are you all? कैसे हैं आप सब लोग? क्या चल रहा है? क्या हो रहा है? Good evening. Good evening. Yes, so NALSAR एक बहुत important college है. It's one of the best law schools in the country, and mostly the students, instead of seeing themselves in NLS, they actually aspire for NALSAR. So it's not that you have to plan according, like if you are preparing for CLAT overall, you have to do anything different when it comes to the National University of Hyderabad. No, the preparation is one and the same. The strategy remains the same. इस strategy को आप consistent रख के अपनी पूरी preparation को plan कर सकते हैं. So what should OBC rank to get into? I don't think they have OBC reservation. If you have central OBC quota, then you might be able to get the reservation benefit, otherwise not. Right, so you have to be other backward class on a central level. So OBCs की seats है नालसार में, fortunately. In fact, नालसार में EWS quota भी चल जाता है. As far as I know, I might be wrong also. Reservation वगैरह, these are very complicated, things and processes. So I'm not really confident about declaring anything. So इसलिए I don't talk about reservation and the seats based on reservation क्योंकि उसका कुछ, how complicated it is. फहद पीडब्ल्यूडी कोटा कभी कहीं पे भी खत्म नहीं हो सकता. Disability quota falls in the horizontal reservation category and it can never come to an end. Right, so it will always be there. वो कभी खत्म नहीं हो सकता ever. Right, so हर tier 1 में डिसेबिलिटी कोटा का बहुत बहुत ज्यादा प्रोमिनेंस और सिग्निफिकेंस है. बहुत नीचे से एकदम हाई रैंक हो जाती है. आई एक्चुअली नो स्टूडेंट्स लाइक दैट हु हैव टेकन द बेनिफिट ऑफ द कोटा एंड नाउ आर स्टडीइंग इन एनएलएस बैंगलोर एंड ग्रेट कॉलेजेस लाइक नालसार, एनयूजेएस एटसेट्रा. फहद बताया तो सही आप. Okay, so yes, let us move on. NALSAR University of Law, Hyderabad, everyone. So NALSAR, National Academy of Legal Studies and Research. This is the full form of NALSAR, which is a University of Law, and it was established in 1998. बहुत आप में से बहुत सारे बच्चे उस टाइम पे पैदा भी नहीं हुए होंगे. So that is when it was established. I was 6. Right, and with the students admitted from all over the country through CLAT, NALSAR is counted as one of the top universities in the country. So these are the courses offered: BLLB undergraduate, and this is the admission process. Currently, NALSAR takes students through common law admission test. CLAT is uniform for all the national universities, including NALSAR. Previously they used to have their own process of induction, like उनका अपना एक separate test हुआ करता था, but बाद में CLAT introduce होने के बाद they started following CLAT only. In fact, NALSAR has been instrumental in creating a lot of question papers for CLAT. Right, so these are the seats. Everybody, ये आपकी seats है. ठीक है, तो general category में there are 66 seats, all India candidate 51, and for Telangana there are 15 reserved. Okay. Scheduled caste mein there are 19 seats total. 14 are for all India candidates, 75%, whereas 5 are only for Telangana students. OBC scheduled tribe, there are total 8 seats. 7 are reserved for all India candidates. 1 is just for Telangana, which is 6% of the total seats. OBC non-creamy layer, OBC NCL is 26 seats. 17 are for all India candidates and 9 are for Telangana students. EWS, like I told you, there are seats reserved for economically weaker section. Also, there are 13 seats in total. 10 are for all India candidates and 3 are for the residents of Telangana. So total there are 132 seats, out of which 99 are for all India candidates, and there is 33 domicile reservation given to Telangana student, which is 25% of the total. Right, so 30 seats from BL or LLB is reserved horizontally, like I told you. So 39 seats out of 152 are, sorry, 39 seats out of total, whatever the number is, are reserved for female candidates and disabled candidates. I just said. Okay, so horizontal reservation is a reservation which is afforded to students who have a certain biological deficiency. Okay, so vertical reservation is based on the status in the society, the standing in the society, whereas horizontal is based on your biology. So if you are weaker because of your biology, whether disability or your gender, then you get horizontal reservation. So 39 seats out of total seats in NALSAR are reserved for female candidates and disabled students. Okay, so this is the status of the seats, both vertical and horizontal. लो, इससे तुमने vertical और horizontal का मतलब भी सीख लिया, right? So this is the fee structure for BA LLB. Total fee including the refundable deposit is 2,57,000 for general category. For SC ST it is 2,51,000 and it is subject to revision in the annual year 22-23. So it might change, it might go above. Okay. For there shall be an increase of 5,000 per annum in the tuition fee every academic year for 5-year BLLB program. Payment towards the mess is made separately by an advance on an yearly basis, which comes approximately to 35,000 rupees. The fee or the provisional charges are subject to the decision of university body. So miscellaneous basically is dependent on what the university would decide at the time of counseling or induction. Okay, so this is the placement matrix. NALSA records 100% placements. So this is one of the few colleges all over India, and we are talking about every fraternity available. There are very few colleges that can, declare that they can get 100% of their students placed, and NALSA is one of them. So NASA records 100% placement. 2021 batch 70 could land 73 jobs at law firms and companies, and the entire batch of NASA 2021 got the placement. Right, so the students who were sitting for 2021 placements were placed, like all of them, the entire batch, which is a remarkable thing, and that is what makes these tier 1 colleges the best, because they come with a job security. If you are from a tier 1 college and you have been performing even at an average level, it's very probable that you will land a job, क्योंकि ये कॉलेजेस बहुत पुराने और बहुत अच्छे हैं, इनका एकेडमिक स्ट्रक्चर बहुत साउंड है, और लॉ फर्म्स, कंपनीज, कॉर्पोरेट हाउसेस, लीगल फ्रेटर्निटी में सब ये बिलीव करते हैं कि इस कॉलेज से निकला हुआ स्टूडेंट ऑटोमेटिकली एक हार्ड वर्किंग और अच्छा स्टूडेंट होगा, क्योंकि उसने क्लैट भी एक टॉप रैंक पे क्वालिफाई किया था, तभी उसे ये कॉलेज मिला है. इसीलिए यहाँ पे जो प्लेसमेंट के लिए बहुत ज्यादा कंपनी आती है, और इसीलिए प्लेसमेंट हो जाता है, और वो भी इतना कमाल का. कितने लोगों को लॉ कॉलेज में एडमिशन मिल जाता है? जितनी सीट्स हैं उतने लोगों को मिल जाता है. राइट, देयर आर अबाउट 2000 सीट्स आई गेस, मतलब एवरेज 2500 सीट्स है शायद पूरे 21-22 कॉलेजेस की, तो इतने लोगों को तो मिल जाता है एडमिशन. राइट, नासा के लिए कितनी रैंक चाहिए? नासार के लिए कितनी रैंक चाहिए ये कहना थोड़ा सा वो है, मतलब इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू डिसाइड, बिकॉज द स्कोर एंड द मेरिट चेंजेस एवरी ईयर, हर साल चेंज हो जाती है. तो आप ये मान के चलें कि अगर आपने 95 प्लस स्कोर किया है तो नालसार में पहुंचने का आपका जो चांस है वो काफी अच्छा है. राइट, थैंक यू सो मच फहद, वेरी ग्लैड. All 73 students who were part of recruitment coordination committee, which is RCC subscribers pool, were placed. That is a huge achievement. 28 एक्सेप्टेड प्री प्लेसमेंट ऑफर्स, ये भी एक तरीका है। अब आप क्या होता है कि when you are interning, which is always a good idea, like it is always advised to every student doing a professional course to have some kind of internship experience. तो जब भी आप कॉलेज में होते हो, स्पेशली इतने अच्छे कॉलेज में, एक नेशनल यूनिवर्सिटी में, तो आपके पास इंटर्नशिप की अपॉर्चुनिटीज ओपन रहती हैं, मतलब आपको कंसिडर किया जाता है इंटर्नशिप के लिए, राइट और मैंने आपको कई बार बताया, और बेस्ड ऑन माय पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस, क्योंकि मैं खुद एक नेशनल यूनिवर्सिटी की स्टूडेंट थी, तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मुझे ज्यादा प्रेफरेंस दिया जाता था उन बच्चों के कंपैरिजन में जो नेशनल यूनिवर्सिटी से नहीं थे। मुझे इंटर्नशिप ज्यादा इजीली मिल जाती थी और हर जगह मिल जाती थी जहां पे भी मैं अप्लाई करती थी, राइट तो अगर आप इंटर्नशिप करते हैं, व्हाइल यू आर इंटर्निंग, यू आर डूइंग एन अमेजिंग जॉब, देयर इज अ हाई चांस कि आपको वही फर्म या फिर जो भी कंपनी, जहाँ नॉट कॉर्पोरेट में प्री प्लेसमेंट ऑफर नहीं मिलते हैं, you generally get pre-placements offers in with either an advocate or at a law firm, right? तो कोई फर्म या कुछ ऐसा जहाँ पे आप काम कर रहे हैं, you're doing an amazing job, हो सकता है वो आपको प्लेसमेंट वहीं ऑफर कर दे बेस्ड ऑन योर परफॉर्मेंस। सो दिस इज व्हाट वी कॉल प्री प्लेसमेंट ऑफर्स। और नालसार के बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स को, क्योंकि रिसर्च में नालसार बहुत फोकस करता है, पेपर राइटिंग रिसर्च, दे एक्चुअली फोकस अ लॉट ऑन एक्सटेंसिव रिसर्च। मास्टर्स में मैंने एक्सपीरियंस किया था, तो यहाँ पे क्योंकि आप एक्सटेंसिव रिसर्च बैकग्राउंड होता है, इसकी वजह से नॉलेज भी आती है, और इसी नॉलेज को जब आप वर्क के साथ कॉम्प्लीमेंट कर देते हैं, तो आपकी जो वर्क की एफिशिएंसी होती है और जो डिलीवरी होती है वो बहुत ही अच्छी होती है, और इसलिए बहुत सारे बच्चों को प्री प्लेसमेंट ऑफर्स भी मिल जाते हैं। 14 students were accepted offers on day 0 and 31 accepted offers post day 0, like the first uh, day of placement. Now, one student accepted a training contract with Linklaters in London. So this is the bar and bench statistics. This is what we got on bar and bench. College में जाके नहीं पूछा था हमने, right? So अब CLAT के लिए आप कर कैसे सकते हैं? How can you actually prepare for NALSAR? So it's not just NALSAR particularly that you're preparing for. It is the overall exam. I'm from two NLUs actually. I did my UG from RML and I did my PG from NALSAR, my college. Yes, but वो COVID का time था, तो you know how it is, right? Yeah. Anyhow, so up yes, so when you are sitting for exams like this, there's not one particular college that you're targeting, right? You're preparing for the overall exam, and since there are just 3 months remaining and everybody, most of the students have decided to start right now, I'm going to give you a 3 month study plan in this session. इन 3 महीने में आप अपनी तैयारी को शुरू कर सकते हैं, और किस तरह से प्लान और स्ट्रेटेजाइज कर सकते हैं, ये हम इस सेशन में डिस्कस करेंगे। तो सबसे पहले, whenever you are deciding or making a decision to start with your preparation, the first thing that you have to do is plan your daily routine. So some study better at night while some prefer early morning hours, but whichever suits you, whichever thing makes you more comfortable, रात में देर तक जग के पढ़ना या सुबह उठ के जल्दी पढ़ना, ये आपके प्रेफरेंस पे है। इन दोनों में ही कोई बुराई नहीं है। आप अपने रूटीन को किस तरह से प्लान करते हैं, हाउ डू यू मैनेज टू प्लान योर रूटीन, इन व्हाट वे, लेट नाइट, आर यू एन आउल और आर यू a rooster? So whatever it is that you decide works, like it should work for you. So there is nothing against late night studies. आप जिसमें कंफर्टेबल हो आप उस तरह से पढ़िए। Do not waste time on frivolous activities. To exercise, try to meditate if you want. I know I'm just saying it, you won't do it, but exercise में it's just a routine thing that you students generally do. जैसे if you cycle, तो आप bicycle ride पे जा सकते हैं, you can just play with your friends, although students of your age don't do that anymore. But whatever it is, a little bit of exercise is never a bad idea. In fact, body का बहुत ज्यादा pressure release हो जाता है और आप ज्यादा efficiently काम कर सकते हैं, नींद भी अच्छी आती है, मैंने सुना है। Try to keep yourself focused and stress free. It's after all an exam, just an exam. Everybody who is sitting for the exam is on an exact level as you are. Nobody is Albert Einstein's descendant. कोई भी नहीं है इतना जो excessively smart है। सब आप ही के लेवल पे है, सब पहली बार लॉ पढ़ रहे हैं, सब पहली बार एग्जाम दे रहे हैं, दूसरी बार दे सकते हैं, लेकिन लॉ उससे पहले किसी ने नहीं किया है। सब 11वीं 12वीं करके ही आए हैं, तो किसी को भी इतना नहीं पता जितना कि आपको पता होगा। मतलब व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से, किसी को भी ज्यादा नहीं पता, आप या तो उनके लेवल पे होंगे या थोड़ा बहुत कम होंगे, बट उनसे कुछ बहुत ज्यादा कम भी नहीं होंगे, और एवरीबडी इज सेलिंग इन द सेम बोट व्हेन इट कम्स टू अ प्रिपेयर कम competition like this. So you need to follow a test pattern. You understand the pattern of the examination and the marking scheme. How does CLAT really function? क्या है उसकी marking scheme? क्या है उसका pattern? You know what the pattern is? It is a passage based exam. हर section में passages आते हैं. आपसे expect किया जाता है कि आप उन passages को पढ़ें, समझें और उनसे related question solve करें. Marking scheme के बारे में भी आपको पता है. 1 mark is given if you get the answer right. 0.25 is deducted if you get it wrong. इस तरह के एग्जाम्स में सबसे अच्छा आइडिया होता है कि आप उस क्वेश्चन को अटेम्प्ट ही ना करें जिसमें आपको कंफ्यूजन है. कुछ सेक्शंस ऐसे हैं जिनसे आप आंसर को डिराइव कर सकते हैं, लीगल उनमें से एक है. तो अगर ऐसा कोई एक if you face a situation where you're not able to figure out the answer or maybe you're feeling confused, immediately leave that question. आप उस आंसर को क्वेश्चन को immediately leave कर दीजिए, move over to the next question. ठीक है, क्योंकि कई बार ऐसा होता है कि प्रेशर में, पैनिक में सही आता हुआ आंसर भी गलत हो जाता है क्योंकि आप पैनिक कर रहे थे. तो ऐसा मत करें बिल्कुल भी. थोड़ा सा ईज आउट हो जाएं, थोड़ा सा रिलैक्स हो जाएं, बाद में उस क्वेश्चन को फ्रेश अटेम्प्ट करें. दिस इज द बेस्ट वे टू अटेम्प्ट इट. डू नॉट बी ओवर एडवेंचरस, डू नॉट बी ओवर zealous. लीव द क्वेश्चन, attempt it later on. Even if you don't attempt it, you are actually playing safe. If you take an adventure, take a guess, you might face a bad result. If it gets wrong, you don't just lose 1 mark, you actually lose 1.5. And when you add all those minor mistakes of losing 0.25 marks, it actually adds up to a lot, and there, my dear students, you end up losing a lot of good score. इसीलिए do not attempt a question unless you are 98-95% sure about it. Study the entire syllabus. When I say study the entire syllabus, I don't mean that take Lakshmikant or take an extensive magazine or a book which is extremely difficult to understand and study. Just be comfortable. Cover the essential parts of the syllabus. What is the cost of A-Let form? I I think it's I don't know. I'm not sure. Not really sure. Why don't you Google it? I know for CLAT it is 3,500. For ALET, I'm not really sure. Right? Okay. So when I'm talking about syllabus, I only mean the essential part of the syllabus because you don't have as much time anymore. There's just 3 months remaining for CLAT, and in 3 months you cannot expect yourself to cover every single thing available on the planet. No, you can't. So the best way and the best strategy is to only cover the essential parts, like the most important parts. What are the most important parts? These are things that I have been telling you in almost all my sessions. What exactly is important for legal? What is important for logical will be told to you by your respective faculty. So speak with your respective faculty, figure out what are the most essential part of particular section, study them as properly as possible. If you are starting right now, make sure that whatever you are covering is covered to a maximum extent. अब क्योंकि आप थोड़ा ही कवर कर सकते हैं, तो मेक श्योर कि उतना थोड़ा आप इतने अच्छे से कवर कर रहे हैं कि उसमें से अगर कोई सवाल आ जाता है तो आपसे गलती नहीं होगी. इस तरह की तैयारी आपको करनी है. अगर आप एक छोटा सा चंक प्रिपेयर करते हैं तो वो चंक आपका बेस्ट पॉसिबल वे में प्रिपेयर होना चाहिए. ये तरीका होता है हर एग्जाम को प्रिपेयर करने का. ओके, मेक श्योर यू आर not leaving anything unturned out of the small chunk that you are actually studying. Do not leave anything in that. The topics that you are deciding to leave based on what we are suggesting, you leave them all together. But the topics that you are covering, cover them in the best possible manner. Okay. Practice mock tests. Mock tests are extremely important. They determine what your preparation level is. They tell you the level and the mistakes that you are making that is affecting your score. And you are actually pretty fortunate that you have time and you have resources available that you can practice before the actual exam. The more you practice, the more confident you become and the better score you can get in the actual exam. So make sure that you are taking as many mock tests as possible according to your routine. If you are starting right now, I would suggest don't take more than one mock test a week, because the preparation has not yet started properly, and if you start taking mock tests just like that, you won't be able to score as much, which will further bring down your confidence. तो अगर आपने अभी शुरू की है अपनी प्रिपरेशन, तो मॉक टेस्ट को थोड़ा लिमिटेड रखिए, मॉक टेस्ट को एंड में दीजिएगा, नवंबर के आसपास, अभी मत दीजिए। तो मॉक टेस्ट को सिर्फ अगर देना भी है तो जस्ट मेक इट 1 or 2 मॉक टेस्ट अ वीक, नॉट मोर देन दैट। ओके, so Fahad, students have told you the amount. For CLAT, it is 4,000, including previous year question paper. If you wanted, it's for 4,500, and ALET it is 3,050. Okay. Now you need to pay attention to all the sections. There's not even a single section that you can afford to miss. Students who get scared of quantitative mathematics, etc., please don't be. There are very few questions that you have to face, just 15. They're not more than 15 questions, and they're all based on elementary mathematics that you all studied in 9th and 10th, and that too only arithmetic, no algebra, geometry, or any complicated scary things like that. It's just basic elementary arithmetic that you all studied in 9th and 10th. I think everybody can do it. The only thing that you need in this regard is practice. Keep practicing. Even 5 to 10 questions a day will make you very good in this section. Do not ignore any section, consider everything important. In fact, the rank holders, the one who get into tier 1 colleges, are the students who did everything, not just in legal and GK, but they focused equally on the other sections as well, because 1 mark can sort of break and make your rank, just 1 mark. So you have to fight for every single mark, and if you're choosing to leave all 15 marks, that is where you are completely, that is very fatal for your example. Don't do that. Okay, prepare study notes, because at the end when you are sitting to revise, you need to have something you can revise from. If you are not making notes, it will be very difficult for you to revise. And understand, when I say this, revision is the key. When it comes to any competitive exam, revision is the key. So make sure that you are making notes. So if you are attending sessions that we are conducting on YouTube or on the app, make sure that while you are attending them, you are also writing down the things that we are telling you. Now, sessions like these do not require you to make notes, but if it is an informatory session, a session based on some information, some concept, some knowledge with regard to any section, then you need to make notes. That is very important. Okay, jot down important points from what you have studied. It's easier to study from your notes than from any material that you are given by your respective coachings, because that is a standard material. You might not be able to connect with it as properly as you can from your own study notes. So make sure that you write down everything that you prepare. Whenever you're reading a newspaper, please write down the important information. Legal sites for better updation of analytical skills. Uh, well, live law and bar and bench are not bad if you are looking for sources like these. They give you a good reading practice, and I think analysis or analytical skill can only be developed from reading. So you can read, yes, right, from these sources. Discuss your problems with your friends and teachers. Again, something very, very important. Saujana, I actually don't understand how they actually fill the seats for reservation. So I won't be able to help you in this regard. I don't understand the process. I just know that there are seat reserved for students belonging to a certain category. So if you have, like, it helps. For example, if you have a certain rank, so you will be sort of judged based on your rank among the people in your own category. So according to the score, if you're getting a good rank, the rank is improved overall and you end up getting a seat. I think that's how it works. For example, let's say there were 50 students in total who gave the exam, 10 belong to the reserved category. Now, out of these 10, your score was the highest. So, your score becomes the highest. You become rank 1 in this category, in this 10 student category. And automatically, your rank will go up in the overall seats also. Like out of 50, also, your rank will go up. So that's how they decide like where to place, how to place, etc. so that they can fit. So I don't really understand how they've felt. They on merit list, or will they take the respective all India rank is created afterwards, Sojana. Rank is given after your score is released. So based on what your score is and applying everything like your reservation and category and everything, so there are two all India ranks. One all India rank belongs to your score, which is neutral or irrespective of any category, and one score is because one rank is because of your category. So you get two all India ranks. The final all India rank that is created after considering reservation benefit etc, that makes you eligible for a certain college. That's how it happens. So if you are from OBC Telangana region, then you'll get a special preference. Okay. Now you need to discuss your problems and your insecurity with your friends and teachers. Don't just swallow everything. Don't gobble up and keep it buried inside you. It might not be a very good idea. So try to share everything with the people that you are closest to. They'll understand you, they'll listen to you, and even, just saying your insecurities, just expressing what you're going through helps a lot. Especially in a competitive pressure, it helps a lot. So if you're scared about something, if something is making you insecure, something is causing a lot of panic in your head and that is affecting your preparation, try to voice it out. Try to share it. Just ask the person to listen to you for a moment. Don't ask for suggestions, etc. When you have vented out, suggestions come automatically. So do not believe that you are all alone and there's nobody to talk to. You can always talk to your friends and teachers, anybody that you find comfortable to talk to, right? So this is what you're supposed to do. You have to like, you have to comment, you have to share, and you have to subscribe. That is something that we do at the end. So these are the section wise preparation tips. If you need to develop your proficiency in English, that is what you need to do. English language cannot be mastered in a short span of time. You need to read and write a lot. So for CLAT, you need to read a lot. You don't have to write anything, but read as much as possible. And the best way is to study the newspaper, because you don't have time to, buy new novels and stories, Agatha Christie, etc. The only thing that you can read and afford to read is something that is also relevant to your own preparation. आप ऐसा कुछ नहीं पढ़ सकते जो आपके प्रिपरेशन के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है. आप बस उसी को पढ़ें जो आपके प्रिपरेशन के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से इम्पोर्टेंट है, which is newspaper. So read newspapers every day, write down the important information. You won't even realize, and your English proficiency will improve automatically. Although you won't be able to master it in 3 months, but it will improve a lot. Right, so English is a key area. Most laws are available in English, and if you are to read quickly and you are to decipher quickly in lesser time than the others, because time is a problem when it comes to CLAT. You don't have a lot of time for a lot of questions. So to figure out the passages and to understand what the passages are saying, to understand them quickly, to solve the questions quickly, the main thing that you require is a proficiency is that in that language, because CLAT is an English paper. So if you can read English, you can understand English quickly without having to read it again, then you are actually at a very good state. How can you improve? Ayush, these are the questions that you need to solve yourself, buddy. How do I know what mistakes you're making? Try to understand what mistakes you're making. Why is your score less? आपका score कम है तो क्यों है? क्या गलती क्या कर रहे हो? तो अपने आप समझने की कोशिश करो कि क्या गलती कर रहे हो, उस गलती को मत दोहराओ, स्कोर बढ़ जाएगा. ठीक है, यहाँ से बैठे बैठे जो भी बच्चा पूछता है मुझसे कि मैम हमारा स्कोर यहाँ पर आ गया, अब इसको कैसे बढ़ाएं, तुम ये देखो कि तुम्हारा स्कोर बढ़ क्यों नहीं रहा, आखिर तुम क्या गलती करते हो, तुम क्वेश्चंस छोड़ देते हो या क्वेश्चंस को गलत कर देते हो, छोड़ देते हो तो क्यों छोड़ देते हो, गलत कर रहे हो तो गलत क्यों कर रहे हो, क्या कंफ्यूज हो रहे हो, समझ नहीं रहे हो, फोकस नहीं है, क्या दिक्कत क्या है, इस दिक्कत को पहचानो और इसको इम्प्रूव करने की कोशिश करो, स्कोर अपने आप इम्प्रूव हो जाएगा। Okay. Yes, so I was talking about English. English helps you a lot, so that is why we suggest read as much as possible, because if you keep on reading one language, if you keep on reading English, you will start getting the hang of it. You will start understanding the language and whatever the author is trying to express in that language, even if he is using hard, difficult words without spending much time on it. So this comes with a lot of practice. So keep reading, keep practicing, make sure that you read something every day. Extensive reading, read more to improve the language, books, magazines, journals, newspapers, whatever it is that is relevant and you know uh, contributes something to your preparation. Study grammar, pour over the basics of grammar. This can be done by following school level grammar textbooks to strengthen your foundation. You need to get your grammar correct, rectify the errors, secure a good rank in CLAT 2023. So if you are getting grammatical questions and your base is pretty solid when it comes to a grammatical proficiency, you might be able to score a good mark in the grammar section. Read the editorial page. The English that is used to express the opinion in editorials is impeccable. It is impeccable. It is beautiful. It has so many words, whether it is a legal word or a general English language word. This just so perfect in expression that you when you read it, you gain a lot from that. So the words that they're using, even if they're complicated, make sure that you are writing them down, understanding the meaning. Don't just leave it because for example, you read a certain statement which has a difficult word in it. Now you ignore the statement altogether without trying to look for the meaning. You never know, the word might be there in your exam. So don't leave out a difficult word in an editorial. You immediately try to understand the meaning of the word and write it down. Try to use it. If when you read a certain words, you tend to read more words related to it. If you Google a word, a lot of synonyms and antonyms also come on the same page. That way you can learn more words. And if you're lucky, that the same word might be there in your exam. So आने नहीं लगी है, आ सकती है. Okay, there's always a chance. Grammar is not ruled out, just by the way. Grammar questions were not there this year, but it is not ruled out. It is not that grammar आएगी ही नहीं, तो grammar आ सकती है और आपको तैयार रहना है उसके लिए. और आती थी, हमेशा ही आती थी. ग्रामर का मतलब एक्टिव, पैसिव, डायरेक्ट, इनडायरेक्ट और टेंसेस नहीं होता. ग्रामर इंक्लूड्स अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स. इवन सिनोनिम्स एंड एंटोनिम्स आर पार्ट ऑफ ग्रामर. एरर रेक्टिफिकेशन, preposition, etc., whatever it is there in your English syllabus has some grammatical base to it. The number of esteemed publications can help in your CLAT 2023 journey. Sectional test, BYJU'S sectional tests are very important part of your preparation. The English sectional tests that we have prepared are helping a lot of students. So try to do them. Try to do all the sectional tests available. In fact, not just on English, do it on every subject. Okay. Now, quant, for low aspirants, mathematics is not a big deal as it requires a school level competency. So it is not that you are, if you belong to a humanities background or a commerce background and you don't have mathematics in your syllabus, it's not that you are at a disadvantage than the students who belong to PCM group. No, the 11th, 12th mathematics fortunately has nothing to do with CLAT. The mathematics that you face is elementary arithmetic that you had in 9th and 10th. So everybody can do it. A little bit of practice and a good preparatory material and good enough practice questions can help you a lot. So follow NCERT mathematics matriculation level textbooks. There are various school level topics in mathematics that need your attention. Keep in mind that mathematics is not as tough as but you're not preparing for an engineering test. It is only CLAT. So the mathematics that is asked is very basic, very easy. A little bit of practice about the topics that are important, 5 to 10 questions from the topics is good enough, like better. You might be able to secure more than 12 marks. You might be able to secure 12 out of 15 or between 12 to 15 by just practicing 5 to 10 questions every day. Just this. So you will get the benefit, Sojana. You will get the benefit. If you're talking about a compounded benefit, the double benefit, you will get that also. You actually have a great advantage. So for OBC Telangana, there's a different, like they have reserved different seats. Out of OBC also, they give 25% of preference to Telangana people. Right. So you actually have a great advantage. Don't worry. Just keep preparing properly. You might end up in the college. Now, these are the tips for legal reasoning. It's the most vital section. There are important reference books that you can refer to. For example, Constitution of India. Don't read IPC, etc. Legal Penal Code. There's nothing like that. The most commonly used legal terms, glossary terms. These are some things that I'm always discussing in my sessions, the topics that are important, the most important topics, the most common topics. Make sure that you're attending those sessions so that you have an idea what is important. The sections tests, they would create your interest in the area. They would make you understand how law is asked in CLAT, right? And what do you understand? How can you solve them? How do you, what should be your take on it? When you're solving sectional tests and mock tests, you might come to a realization that I don't need to study law at all. I understand it as it is. So that might save a lot of time, but then this is something that you need to figure out, right? Some students have a legal aptitude. They understand law without much ado, without much difficulty. They're gifted students, but there are students like that. So you can experiment, you can figure out. If you are one of those students, try to solve passages based on legal reasoning. Try to understand what topics make you stick, what topics takes your maximum time. Try to clarify or attain clarity in that concept. You won't face much problem. Okay. Legal knowledge before the actual exam is important, because you won't take as much time as the other students. If you already know the gist of the law which is asked in the passage, you can understand and read it quickly, which is the mantra of CLAT. Okay, the quicker and the quicker you are, the better your score would be. But along with the speed, you need focus and attention also. So if you already know something, if you read something which is sort of familiar, your mind concentrates better. But if you read something which is absolutely foreign to you, something which you have never read, something which is making you confused, your mind starts to panic. And that panic creates a distraction. And you cannot even solve the questions that you could in the first place. That is why we give you the knowledge beforehand, so that you're not, stuck in this situation. So read law before, it will help you a lot. Okay. The most popular topics asked in the CLAT exam are as following: in logical reasoning, syllogism, statement, conclusion, assumption, pairing, data interpretation, DI, inference based questions, calendars, directions, parajumbles. These are the most important topics that are there. Try to focus on them. Okay, so I'm giving you a 3-month study plan for CLAT. Okay, this is what you can follow from day one, the day that you start your preparation. Let's say that you have started it on 1st of September. September is just 3 days along. So you can start from day one. From first day till 15 days, you will focus uh, on certain topics. Now, the GK current affair has to continue till the day of the exam, because new information keeps on getting added. So you have to be updated with the new information that is coming. They don't create the question paper until 10 days before the exam. So it is very likely that, before 15 days, if something was there in the news, might be there in your exam as well. So make sure that you are reading newspaper every day till the day of your preparation. Hello, Zefa. Hello, how are you? I'm good. I'm good. Thank you so much. Right, so you need to read the newspaper every day till the day of your exam. A little bit of GK, art, literature, economics, environment, geography. You can study the statics of the exam, but you cannot focus on them too much. Like the only statistics, oh sorry, the only statics that are related to the current affair are important. You don't have to venture too deep in it. That they're more than enough. In legal, you can start with constitution and criminal. In the first 15 days, you finish constitution and criminal. Okay. So the first 15 days, you need to start with GK and legal reasoning. GK every day, including statics and constitution and criminal for the first 15 days. In those 15 days, you should be finished with this much. On the 15th day, again, you would start with GK and you would start the history, science, UN, and international organization part of it. In legal, you can start with contract, law of torts, and some legal maxims that are important. That is what you start after 15 days, right? For quant, sorry, and that's how your month is over. First month preparation done. Now, in the second month, from day one, you can start with quantitative aptitude, basic maths, age, problems, average, ratio, proportion, speed, distance, time, fraction, etc. Keep doing it for 10 days completely. Just focus on mathematics. Practice as much maths as you can in these 10 days of the second month. On the 11th day, start with verbal ability, comprehension, grammar, direct, indirect, like whatever it is there in your English section. Start with that. For 9 days, focus on only English. Solve as many passages, as many questions from this section. In the last 10 days, which is 21 to 30, start with logical reasoning. These are the topics that you need to focus on: inference, judgment, syllogism, logical deduction, assumption, inference, assertion, reasoning. I don't know what they are, but I know I'm making sense. So these are the most important topics that you have to finish in those 9 days of second month, right? What happened? Where's third month? Sorry. Yes. So this is month three. I'm sorry. Yeah. So this is month three. From day one of your last month, you have to start with your revision. All that you have studied in the 2 months should be started as a revision in on day one of third month. Solve past year question papers, revise GK, all that you have prepared. Try to memorize the formula, revise legal aptitude for 15 days. Keep practicing, keep revising. Practice every day, revise every day. Revise GK every day along with what you are reading. Okay. In the last 15 days, all you have to do is practice. Do a mock test every day. Analyze performance in your mock test, every mock test. Try to figure out what is it that you are doing wrong in the mock test. Try not to repeat it, and this should continue for the last month. So in the last month, all you need to focus on is revision and practice. Do as much practice as you can, do as much revision as you can in the last month. Okay. How you divide it is something that you can decide according to you. First 2 months preparation, I've already given you how you can do that. And this is the 3 month study plan for CLAT. Okay. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you liked the session. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Share it, comment on it. I would really appreciate your comments. You can also follow us on Instagram. You can like us on Facebook. You can join our Telegram channel, and you can download our app on the Google Play or Play Store. Right. So take care, everyone. I shall see you again very soon. Till then, bye bye. Good night.